Hello. In this video, we're going to talk about the biggest lies about Canada, and we're going to establish the facts. When you go to Canada, it is better for you to have the knowledge of Canada in its reality. This is why I am going to tell you in this video about the biggest lies about Canada and to establish the realities for you. First, we're going to talk about working in Canada. In Canada, employees have 2 weeks of vacation per year, against 30 days of leave per year in Africa and Europe. In Canada, to have 3 weeks of leave in the year, you must have worked for 3 years without interruption for the same employer. To be entitled to 4 weeks of leave per year, you must have worked for 10 years for the same employer. That's the first truth. Like the video, subscribe to receive our videos directly when we publish them. The second reality concerns quality of life. In Canada, people are friendly. It is a multicultural country where people like to see others, with much more dynamic weather than we suggest. In Canada, it's not cold like you're led to believe. It's true that it's cold, but not like you'd be led to believe. During the summer period, the climate is the same as that of Europe. The quality of life is pleasant in Canada, even if it is not easy to travel. Firstly, because we do not have enough free time to do so, with 2 weeks of annual vacation. Then, because transport is quite expensive. The third reality is about housing. In Canada, it is difficult to live alone because rent prices are high. It is difficult to pay rent alone in Canada because their prices are very high. This is the reason why people who are alone, most of the time, share accommodation. The fourth reality is about family. In Canada, the quality of education is good, the children are well supervised. The teacher almost has an obligation to achieve results, and not an obligation to use means. That is to say, his work is only recognized by the visible result on the child's academic progress. There is almost never any harassment against children, because this is severely punished. However, the possibilities that are offered in Europe concerning, for example, creches, to accommodate children, there are not these possibilities in Canada. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and like the video. Many families do not have anywhere to put their children, and private daycares are quite expensive. Parents are therefore forced to have private babysitters, which costs more, because the creche system, which is well developed in Europe, is not as developed in Canada. So a child in Canada costs more than in Europe, especially a child who is not yet 3 years old, the age to go to school. And this is also a hindrance in the professional development of parents, because sometimes parents make a compromise. One stays at home when the other works. At the same time, having only one salary in the family is not easy. So that makes things a little more complicated. The family's situation being not easy, many who were comfortable in their country of origin or departure sometimes find themselves returning there. The fifth point is expectations in terms of employment. Generally, when we go to Canada, we tell ourselves that we are going to have a very good job, that we are going to be well paid, but that is not the case in reality. What is positive in Canada, whoever is ready to work, will work, because there is work. But you have to be ready to do what you see as work. Because jobs are not always at your professional level, and therefore are not paid as you would like. There are people in Canada who come from Germany, for example, with German diplomas. The level of German diplomas are not recognized in Canada because Canada and Germany do not have an agreement on this subject. The level of French diplomas, for example, is recognized in Canada because of the Franco-Canadian Convention on this subject. When you come to Canada with a German diploma, for example, for your diploma to be recognized, you must go through training. There are engineers in Germany who arrive in Canada and find themselves working in agriculture. So, when you come to Canada, don't think that you will find the job of your dreams. No, it is wrong. Otherwise, there is work. You will see posters in front of supermarkets, in front of establishments, indicating that we are looking for people for this or that position. There is work, but you won't get the job you want to have. Be prepared to do any work, especially for a start, to get by. If you have the dream of doing the job you like, you will be very disappointed, because the job market in Canada is totally different from what every immigrant has in their mind when they go to Canada. This is the first disappointment for all immigrants to Canada. Like the video, subscribe to see our videos directly when they are published. Bye.